Yak Gadget, made in America, based outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Yak Gadget offers all kinds of storage accessories, quick mount motor mounts, anchor systems, track mounted accessories, even paddles. Go to yakgadget.com and get your kayak decked out for your next trip out on the water.
The 153 Bait Company, based in Troy, Ohio, make everything from plastics to custom painted hard baits. Hook 'em hard and hook 'em often. All of our baits are made to order and all of our hard baits are hand painted to order. So go to the153anglers.com to place your order today.
To hell and back is in the job description. Being roughed up, scuffed up, run over, kicked, thrown, dropped, dunked, and done the unthinkable is a duty we've embraced for more than 40 years. Through superior engineering and constant innovation, only Pelican has conquered the chaos a life of ambition can dish out. And we've done it to empower you.
Welcome to the Reel Down on Paddle and Fin with your hosts, Dan Perry and Jimmy Skinner, where we talk about everything tournament kayak fishing. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reel Down on Paddle and Fin. How you doing, Jimmy?
Pretty good, man. What's up?
Not much. Digging that hat, man. I love me some Megabass stuff.
You know, I always thought I hated this hat, and then I tried it on and was like, no, I think I need this hat. And then this is the only one Megabass hat I've ever seen, but Mark's Outdoors down there by you has got quite a few different styles that I'd never seen that look just as killer as this one did. So I got to start adding to my hat collection.
Mark's pretty sweet, man. We're like, I'm closer to Mark's, but we also have Simmons. Really fortunate.
Simmons is the store I grew up with.
Yeah, Simmons is legit too. They actually do a tremendous online business. If you buy off eBay or something like that, there's a good chance you're buying it from Simmons because they sell a lot online. They're in Bessemer. It's like you better get in and get out of Bessemer because it's a complete and total terrible place to be. Yeah, don't go to
I'll tell you though, that's the safest place in Bessemer.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Bright Star. It's right by there. Great restaurant, and go to Simmons. Man, you're gonna have a good day because that's.
God, I forgot about Bright Star.
Yeah, old school.
Their black and shrimp over there is phenomenal.
Yeah, it was ranked like I think last year it won the James Beard Award for something. You know, like one of the best restaurants in the South. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But yeah, it's old school.
I'm trying to. Quick little, just something you'd like since you know this store and all of our Alabama people that listen. When they tore down the courthouse right over there by that, the second floor of all of those were all fire blocked from the early 1900s. And they went in all those buildings before they tore them down and opened up some of the buildings that are still there. Well, they found a picture of, I'm trying to remember, one of the big mafia-like gang lords. Straight gangster. They found a picture of him in the attic eating at the Bright Star. I don't know if the picture's still in the restaurant, but I have seen, my buddy's dad was one of the guys doing all that, like searching around and stuff. And I've seen that picture and I cannot think of his name. I want to say Al Pacino, but you know, that's not it. But that's like the only name popping in my head.
Well, Brian, I know he'll jump like Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bessemer back, if you don't know, Bessemer back in the day used to be like one of the, it was thriving steel industry, great town, but went the other way. It's terrible now.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, like one of the worst cities in the country. Bessemer's terrible. And I'm in the city right next to it. I'm glad it's.
And that's why I moved north.
Bessemer's not
Alabama.
Yeah. But all right. So tonight, the show we have planned is, Jimmy runs Music City Outdoors?
Music City Outdoors.
Yeah, Music City Outdoors. You run that shop team. I just joined a team, Summerland Outdoors, and just kind of wanted to, there wasn't any big tournaments this week, so I thought it'd be interesting to talk about shop teams. I know to me that was always kind of like the holy grail of being on a team is to be on a shop team. I'm really fortunate because the Alabama Hammers, the KFL team I'm on, we're also sponsored by the Yak Shack here in Pelham, Alabama. So I kind of get to double dip, which is really awesome. But yeah, being on a shop team is, I mean, that's what's up, man.
It's
Like,
definitely like that's the, I never thought brands. I always thought, like, when I first got into it, Hook One was the thing to me. Like that was the team, that was the shop everybody knew about, the website, and that was the first team I got to be a part of, and that was awesome. And that led to other things.
Yep.
But I definitely agree. That was like you said, it's like the pinnacle. You're just like, shop teams where it's at. So
for sure. So yeah, so we do have 3 guests tonight. The first is Steve Owens from Dugout Bait and Tackle. He's not on here right now. He's actually out fishing. But we wanted to go ahead and get the show started. He'll probably jump on here in just a minute. But we also have Mr. Barry Davis. He is from Paddle South Outfitters. And we have Brian Schiller, the OG paddle and fin guy. He runs the Rocktown Adventures team in Rockford, Illinois. So welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you, gentlemen.
There he is. Okay. He decided to say something.
I thought I saw his mouth move and no volume, and was like,
I said something.
Your crappy internet.
Oh, no.
No,
No, you're good, man. So yeah, Barry, we've had both of y'all on before, but we'll start with you, Barry. If people don't know who you are, tell them who you are and kind of give us a rundown of who Paddle South Outfitters are.
all right. I'm Barry Davis from StarTech, South Carolina. I fish about every national event that they have out there with BASS or KBF. I fish a lot of. I actually fished my first Hobie event, so I get around a little bit. Hobie came to Hartwell, which is in South Carolina, so I couldn't resist it. I did try it. Hartwell wasn't good to me, as usual, but anyway. I've been fishing out of a kayak about 16 years. I do a lot of local stuff. I have a ball with it. I like to teach people. Run a trail here in South Carolina that's more of a teaching trail than it is anything. We have a lot of fun with it. We do pay out, but it's to teach guys how to get into this and really go on to the national side of it. And Paddle South asked me last year when they sponsored one of our events, would I be interested in coming on and kind of coaching a team, because he had a couple of young guys that he already had fishing there at the shop and wanted somebody to coach them. So I added a couple of more on that he let me, and then I added another old guy on. So there's 2 of us now that's actually got some age. I'm not the oldest. I've actually got Raymond LaPointe that's older than I am. And
that's cool.
It's worked out good. We're a small shop. We're a small team. I won't say we're a bag full of hammers, but we can hurt you at any time. You never know.
I like it. Well, I mean, that's good though, because I mean, it's a different range of sizes of shops, and that's important. And we appreciate you being on, man. And yeah, Brian Schiller, how about you, buddy?
Yeah.
Who are you really?
He is paddling fin.
I'm not going into that. But Rocktown Adventures is Northern Illinois' premier kayak shop. Other than there is, I think that guy is still around, a Hobie dealer that's kind of in Northern Illinois. But we're pretty much the hub for kayaks in that northern area of Illinois. I think the closest shops to us are Madison, Wisconsin, and down by Bloomington. But the shop team was kind of something that I brought to our shop as an idea. I had been working with them. They've obviously worked with Paddle and Fin for a while. We always help promote them. They help promote us. But it was something that, I had brought to them. Like Barry said, we're a smaller team. It's myself and 4 other guys. And it's just all about, promoting the brand and, getting people in kayaks and helping them do it safely and efficiently.
There you go.
I hear you.
I think we have Steve here. How you doing, Steve?
Man, hey guys,
Still on the
sorry. I was I actually have some technical difficulties. I'm way, way, way far away from the ramp, and I got a bad connection on my motor, so I've been trying to fool with it. So I think I got it straightened out, though. I apologize for not being back at the ramp loaded up. So
No, fishing comes first. Are you kidding?
I was hoping that you were going to come on and hold up like a 9-pounder and then just click off. I would not have hated that at all.
Hey guys, look at here. See y'all. Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty well. I caught 6, 7, all 17 to 18s. I mean, that's a fun day. I haven't caught anything big, but
no,
I can't find anything deep right now. So
you out on Chickamauga?
So how's everybody doing? Hey Barry.
What's up, man?
So yeah, Steve-O, if people know who you are, but how do you get in? Kind of give everybody, let everybody know what the Dugout Bait and Tackle is about.
You're talking about how I got with Dugout, I guess.
Yeah, just
about
the team, just general about it.
Okay, yeah, I just just kind of got a little burnout. Was going to kind of make some moves and just take a little time off, and ended up getting to meet Jamie Koza through another buddy, and just I love you two know me. I love tackle and rods and reels, and I was just like I love doing reviews and stuff. So that was the thing, was to start doing that, and then obviously he's a Hobie shop, so I didn't even have a Hobie. I still have my native and loved it. Never had a seconds problem out of my natives, and just got started working with him and just promoting the shop really, and then obviously we got a lot of mutual acquaintances and stuff, and we all kind of transitioned, and I was like, your shop's doing really well. He's got a big vision for his kayak stuff, and he was like, I was like, you need a staff. That's your promotion, and that's you reward them through a system we've got that we feel like's really complimentary, and from there, he said, well, what do you think about running it, and obviously I love tinkering and doing things, and was fortunate to be on a couple of staffs myself. I think Craig Dye was our staff manager at Hook One, and my good buddy Nick Brown's ran a lot of stuff, and just talked to them and got a game plan, and just started piecing it together. And we all, for us, we things sell themselves. You just got to put it in front of people, and it was just we felt like we wanted to get people with the integrity in what they do in the sport, and every person we have on our team is the kind of person that's in the direct messages, helping people when they got questions, and even they get hit up a lot, and it might be tomorrow, but they always get back to people, and it just kind of grew, and kind of like our club here on Chickamauga, we didn't plan it just happens.
Gotcha. And Jimmy, how about your shop, man? Hey, you get to be a guest and a host tonight.
I like it. I'll ask myself questions and answer them, and nobody can make fun of me this time. But no, Music City Outdoors in Nashville. We're the premier shop in Tennessee. I'm confident I'm going to say that. And if you don't agree with me, send me a message. But yeah, it's a relatively small shop now, but we've got most of the brands, big name brands of kayaks, even some smaller, name brands like I think Voodoo, and we've been dabbling with some of the other brands. Just, the market's kind of crazy right now. We're just trying to keep kayaks in stock, because one great thing about our shop is, it's not like people don't come there just because of kayak fishing. Recreational paddlers, people that just want to float, and we carry it all. We can get you in a boat, get you in a paddle, PFD, strap you down, we sell trailers now, we can get you from coming in with nothing to on the water in an hour. With all that being said, we have a lot of big plans we're putting into motion now. I've been having meetings with the guys and helping them out. They want to know what brands to carry, what do we need to have to really take over the area. And basically, since Hook One closed, it was Music City's, not really job, but opportunity to really step up and fill that void. And it's going to take some time, because Hook One was very well established, but it's going to happen. It's going to be, I don't want to say the same thing, because you always want everything to be better, but it's going to be great.
And that was a shame that Hook One closed, owned by investors. And it's not that they weren't doing well. They just, from what I've been told, maybe that's not.
No, you're spot on, man. I know a lot of the details, and like they were actually even in the middle of COVID. You know, that was like the hot time when they announced their closing. They were having a record year, like not just kayaks, man, all their product. And like you said, a board of investors that has nothing to do with the outdoor industry. The guy that was the head of it was, sick, and they just were like, it's time to liquidate this. This isn't what we do anyway. So it's a shame, but at the same time, it helped. Music City was already a store. They just were small, so this gave them a golden opportunity, man, and we're going to run with it as far as we can. And that creating a team was part of it. I was telling those, I was like, if you're trying to sell heavy on kayak fishing stuff, you need guys that know about it to promote it and sell it for you. And that's what we're trying to do. We've got, I don't include myself in it, but we've got 10 guys. Well, 9 guys and gal. Love you, Terry.
Heck yeah, I was glad to see Terry get a shot at something. I like her.
Oh yeah, I love Terry because she'll give me just as much shit as I'll give her.
That's exactly right.
And she will hurt your feelings, and she'll outfish you.
Yep. That's awesome.
So tell us about the shop that you just joined, Dan.
Oh, Summerland Outdoors. Yeah, they're small, Columbus, Georgia. Only 4 of us right now. They're actually moving over to a new. It's kind of like a dugout kind of deal. I mean, the dugout. I would think like Northwest Georgia is the deal, and more further south would be Summerland. It's more a tackle store that became a kayak store, and now they've grown so much that they're bursting at the seams, and they bought a new building and moving into another one. So it was a good time to jump on, but they're small and still coming up. Hobie Jackson, Old Town, and they've got they start out as a rod distributor. So if there's any rods that you want, if you can't get it from, another great shop in your area, Dugout, somewhere like that, Summerland is, they have all the rods. I was there yesterday, picked up my kayak yesterday, my new one, and it's it's like rods everywhere. I got a new Falcon Expert, which is, that's the rods I prefer, but they, Mega Bass, like your hat, they got the good stuff, the JDM,
Isn't the Falcon Expert one of the rods you won? Is that like how you got into that rod?
Yeah, I won 2 from, if you can believe it, I won 2 from One Objective, another great podcast, and they sell motor mounts and everything else. They, same as Yak Gadget does, but they, like every Christmas, they have a big giveaway show. And the last 2 Christmases, I've won a rod. The first year was a Falcon Expert, and this year it was a Falcon Buco, because they're sponsored by Falcon, and I was able to upgrade it to a low rider. So, yeah. So I cool, 2 rods from One Objective. I'm quick with the trivia at Christmas. Y'all better watch out.
You got like a bot built to answer trivia questions all over the internet.
It was a total guess. This last year it was who was our first guest, and I guessed Mike McClellan. I didn't look it up, because I knew they were sponsored by Falcon, and that was like their oldest sponsor. I figured it was either John Cruz or Mike McClellan. I guess Mike McClellan, and won it. So, and the year before that, it was the person who, it was Paul Elias, but the person that like won the first big tournament on an A-rig. I just happened to know that too.
For anybody that's listening that's new to it, that hadn't listened to me and Dan talk, Dan is a straight up bass nerd when it comes to like the elites, the MLF guys. He knows all of them. He knows, like Dan can pull some ridiculous stat. Like we were talking about how the guy that won Lake Fork a few weeks ago, I think he had 42.6 or something on championship day. And I was like, man, I wonder what the biggest bag was. And Dan just spit it out, like the biggest bag, in history. And he was like, actually, the 3 biggest bags in history were so and so, so and so, and so. Like my man's on his data. Like,
is it Fred Rombanis and Taka? Is that the 2 others?
I'm not sure about 2 and 3. Those I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's kind of funny.
Those sound right though. But yeah,
the only reason I know that is because I kind of got into the tackle stuff, and I found the old school swim bait, the Babe, that Omori had the Century Club on.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I know that one. So, and Lee Livesay was the other guy that just did it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, Steve knows what's up too, man.
Steve does. Yeah.
Well, I just now started doing it because about what is it, 2 years or so ago, when they first got on y'all's show, I've told you I love the flow and everything, and how your guys is just like a fantasy football podcast, and that's what I love doing is fantasy football. And so you guys started talking all that stuff, and of course, I'm buddy with Risers, so he gets into the nuts and bolts of everything. So we just started talking about all that stuff, and I started looking it up, and I was like, well, now I got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, I'm Saints, White Sox, and fishing, just fishing all the time, man. Yeah.
I'm getting there. Like I'm starting to pay more attention to it just so I can have more conversations with Dan. Because none of my buddies around here, I'll be like, man, did you check coverage of championship on the final day of what? Never mind. I thought you were a fisherman. Like nobody's paying attention around here.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I work from home on the computer. I'm fortunate. I don't work out in the field anymore, but I'll tell you another good podcast. I know we talked about them before. We're a rising ship, rises all tides. But Serious Angler, they give out some juice on that show. If you're into techniques, like fishing techniques, we got the frog soundtrack back there. I like it.
Sorry, yeah.
No, man, it's like a whole different ambiance. It's like I'm indoors. I'm digging it. But
you see that stuff right there?
Yeah.
I'm breaking that out now.
Yeah, check out Serious Angler podcast. Like they give away a lot of juice. I heard some. I don't even want to give it away. It was so good. You gotta go back and listen to Serious Angler because I heard one just today that was so good. I was like, oh my God, that's obviously right. But
yeah, you shouldn't be telling that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we could get
our podcast and listen to theirs. There you go.
We could go down tons of rabbit holes in all sorts of directions with this. But if we'll, the biggest question with teams is there's actually two. It'll be from the people that want to be on the team is what do I got to do? And then as a director, as we all are, it's what are we looking for? So we'll just start in the order that I see y'all. So Brian, what do you look for when you are selecting team members? Or I know some places just have open applications on their website and you just go through those. I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because we just had a scenario pop up. We don't necessarily have open applications, but obviously if there's somebody interested and they come to us and, we try to talk them through it and, qualify them, so to speak. We all know social media is a huge part of the game nowadays. So, not necessarily having a huge social media presence, but the way you present yourself on social media, you can't go around acting like a Yahoo trying to keep this clean. And, because obviously you're an extension of the company, right?
Exactly.
And the way you act and do things is definitely going to portray back on kayak shop or brand, so to speak. But
and that's true whether you're talking about shop specific stuff or just period. Like once you are affiliated, someone may see you just running your mouth when you think you're being goofy, but they're like, "Hey, that guy's part of that team." Blah 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 blah, and then your name is tainted. It looks terrible.
Yeah, it could be anything. Anything under the sun. Politics, something in kayak fishing, whatever. That's just bad all around, and we try to stay away from that type of stuff. But still having a decent presence and presenting yourself well. A team member is going to be an extension of your marketing, basically. So we kind of look at it from that sense. Are you active in the kayak fishing community? Are you fishing tournaments? Are you, like we have some guys sometimes that say, "Hey, I saw you're doing this show, in a couple of months. Can I come sit in your booth and, talk about my, new canoe or Jackson or, Old Town, whatever it may be. And, people that step up and go that extra mile, we always like to bring them on. Obviously, I'm not saying that's something you absolutely have to do, but, it's little things like that. All of our guys pretty much are tournament anglers except for two. But we try to represent all the brands that we sell in the shop, and we all have our kind of unique little things that we do. Our one guy, Austin Mitchell, he doesn't necessarily tournament fish. Once in a while, he'll jump in a small club tournament, but he mostly fly fishes for muskie out of a kayak. So,
which is awesome.
Yeah, we picked him up. Like me, I used to tournament fish pretty heavy, but now my thing is doing podcasts, so that's
because he sucks at fishing.
Loser.
Oh my God. I will school both of you chumps. You just tell me the day, the time, and the lake.
Man, your arthritis will get in there and help me out. You won't even fish all day.
Dude, not even 40 yet. Come on.
Oh, really? You look so old.
Oh, wow. This podcast just went south. I might forget to upload this one, boys, just saying. But, that's basically what we look for, is just somebody that's, in love with the sport and wants to help grow it. And not only that, but like our huge thing at our shop is the education side of things too, like being safe on the water, paddling techniques, things like that. That's always been a huge part of what we do at Rocktown. So we try to carry that over into the fishing as well. So
cool.
Kind of.
How about you, Barry?
Dang, Brian, why don't you leave something for the rest of us to say?
He does talk a lot.
We're looking at people that have people skills. Whenever we can start back doing demo days, because demo days has kind of been because of COVID. But, you need people that's got some people skills to talk to people. I was talking to y'all a little bit before the show and was talking about items sell themselves. People just kind of facilitate that to help it sell, or to give the info to let somebody help make that decision. And that's what you're looking for on a team a lot of times too, is, you're always shining for the shop. You're always out there trying to sell the products that the shop has in the store. The reason we're on a team is to help that shop sell stuff. And the more he sells or she sells, the more they can help us in the long run. So that's
the big thing that I see confused with people that first get into stuff, is they take pro staff so wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing. Pro is not short for professional.
No, it's promotional.
For real?
You are almost free marketing in most cases.
Yeah.
I quit.
But right. But like you're saying, basically you're an employee, so you should treat yourself as one.
Right.
Like, you're expected to be, cleaned up when you can be. Like you said, people skills. I feel like people just need people skills for general life. Like, common sense and people skills are two things that these new generations just ain't gonna get.
Right.
Like I ain't gonna get on that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, what you said there, we have got 3 that are in their 20s that have got more people skills and common sense than anybody I've met in a long time. And it's real. There is a little glimmer, I guess that's the way I need to say it, a glimmer of hope with some of this stuff. But anyhow, back to what we were saying on it. You're out there putting yourself out, doing what you need to do to try to help that shop owner sell items. And in return, he's going to help you. So that's what I'm looking for. People that can go out and sell without trying to be a salesman. That's just, they're naturally going to sell. We've got people that are from all walks of life. We don't have a set standard how you have to be on your social media, other than you can't be doing a bunch of negative stuff and screwing around and, making everything look bad. I have to fight that myself, because with this last political battle we had, I wanted to make so many comments. I even had a couple of sponsors get on to me about some of the stuff I said. So,
hey, if I had $1 for every comment that I've typed out and then erased.
Deleted.
Yeah, today
Yeah.
3 times.
I
Just
told
today.
one of them they should read some of the stuff I didn't put on there.
Right.
But anyway,
I've had a lot of posts on there for about 2 minutes, and then my wife's like, what was it? You need to get that off there.
and you delete it and hope nobody screenshotted it before you did it.
Right.
But people that can just basically work the shop without being in the shop, working the shop. Tournament anglers, great. All of our people fish tournaments. One of them doesn't fish tournaments a lot, but that person fishes tournaments when they can. But that's not a requirement. There's a lot of guys out here that fish it, never fish a tournament, that teach more people about fishing and sell more equipment because of teaching somebody, and they don't even fish a tournament.
Amen to that.
It's not a requirement to go out there and fish a tournament, be on a team. I learned that long ago with one of the teams I was affiliated with one of the yak brands that I first got in when I first got a position on a yak team, and half the team was not tournament guys. I was like, who is this? I don't even know who this is. And he fly fishes out of his kayak, and this one saltwater fishes all the time. Yeah, they never fish tournaments.
Yeah, I think you have to move, and whatever your niche is, whatever you do, you have to move the needle as much as you can, and your little part of what you do, or if it's your area where you are, whatever it is, you move the needle a little in your area that you're going to help influence people, and that's a lot of it, and you're influencing people in a positive way.
Yep.
Steve, Steve here. Steve, I know how Steve does it. I'm going to get the top 15 best anglers in the country, and I'm going to put you on my team.
Well, some of that's true, and there's a reason behind that. It's when we started, this, Dugout, and I'm not, like trying to overhype anything, but Jamie and them, they've been in the tackle business since the 50s, and he bought it from family, if I'm not mistaken, and just so. They've always been, the high-end tackle store. And with that, there's a lot of connections. And when we started it, I was like, we've all got, really good pro staffs all around the area. But, what about when we finally get there? I mean, it may be 10 years from now, maybe 3 years from now, but, we'd like to assemble a team that we can take our connections throughout the industry and help them already have relationships so that when it's time for them to get paid from, let's just say Shimano or Abu, then, they've already got the foundation laid instead of having to go knock on a door and figure that out. And, with Jamie's experience in the boat world and the fishing community, he's got tons of information like that. And he's such a giver, he was like, yeah, we need that, because all that does is grow the entire sport from, I hate the word trickle down, but I mean, kind of sort of that. So, with, like Barry said, you want it at every tier, every level. And we have guys on our team and that, are, seasoned and successful tournament anglers. And we've got people that are, grassroots tournament anglers. And then, from there, we've got people like Jim Ware and Jason Alford in Georgia. Everybody knows them, respects them. They can compete on any lake in the country. But I would venture to say those two people have probably helped get more people into kayak fishing that will never fish a tournament than anybody. They don't care. They meet anybody anywhere on a river, bring their stuff and let them try it out. And so that's, and as far as like, Barry mentioned, we don't have, a lot of standards. I believe in order, but I don't like rules and people dictating how you are, because, we ask you to come with us because of who you are. So, as long as you're just not out, pushing people to the edge of whatever, then, we obviously have a lot of looseness with that. I know y'all know. But from there, it's just for someone wanting to join is just, keep working, just, the products you like that we sell, throw a post up about them. And like you said, it's promotional staff. So, throw those things up and tag the shop in your area that you want to be a part of and, say, hey guys, come on in. And just like us, when we first started, me and Ryan with Hook One and everything. And even before that is, I went to trade shows and I just stood in a booth. I wasn't even asked. I knew the product and I would just go stand in the booth and talk with the sales rep and start helping with customers. And I learned how to treat people in that manner. And that's what you have to do, because, you guys, you see the people, that are working and you want them naturally. And
that's a big thing that I feel like is being lost now is like my whole outlook on it was get noticed. And then you don't have to just be noticed for your fishing. Because the way just take a step forward, when Craig Dye called me about joining Hook One, I was like, man, it's an honor. I am not a big time tournament angler. And he said, I've got those. They don't do much for me as far as promoting does. And it's true. Some of the best anglers in our country sell themselves short on what they could be doing for themselves if they really are wanting to get to that next level and collect a paycheck without winning a tournament, get paid to go fish.
Yeah, Jamie was kind of on the fence about a pro staff because he's had so much experience in the boat world. He's like, dude, people don't give back what you give to them. And he said, right. I could just as soon not do it, so.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. A lot of shops have that, but as soon as you get some guys, like you said, that'll work. Like for us, that's what I want. Guys that are committed. They have a good social media presence. They don't run their mouth all the time. Like I love to run my mouth and, talk shit with the best of them. But there's guys I really wanted to put on our team that I will be friends with forever, but I will not offer that spot to them because of how that would come back on us at some point. I know it would, be it political, poking fun at guys, fishing, or even like I love KBN. I love the drama that happens on KBN, but I don't include myself in the drama just because I'm affiliated with brands I actually like, and I don't want them to see that. But
I get too pissed off. I can't engage.
See, exactly, because it's going to start small, and then I'm going to blow up, and then it's all going to like next Monday. Dan will have a new host because Brian will have fired me.
I post and run on KBN. It's like I jab every now and then.
Dude, when I post and run on KBN, I still sweat.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel better when I post and like Jeff or Ryan or somebody like comments or likes under the comment. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like I survived another day.
But I've officially been an asshole today. I got a thumbs up from the king asshole. That's what I tell him.
I'm doing it right.
Stupid on KBN, you are going to get destroyed.
I'm on my way up.
Hey, speaking of today, well, I'm never mind. I'm not going to say it.
No, you can't do that and then just back out.
In our Pilot Fan host chat, we saw some, I think it was Brad. Brad saw somebody on the back of a trailer, and this was a KBN thing, but on the back of your trailer, Justin Rotten had said on KBN that somebody needs to put a wheel in the keel, like he put it on his Bonafide. He bolted it on his Bonafide, put a wheel in the keel, and everybody destroyed him on KBN. And then today, somebody saw somebody on the road, like had their kayak in the back of a trailer and had done that to another kayak. So
now I will say I found out that the new native Falcon.
The Falcon has it. That's not what
that way, and it looks redneck, but it's factory.
Yeah.
But I saw one Saturday at the demo day, and I was like, I asked the guys, like, did you do that? Because I was about to just bring back that whole past. And then he was like, no, they come like this. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's like that kayak's like $5.99 or something.
Dude, and that thing is nice.
Yeah,
it paddles so good.
Really good. Yeah, good.
Marlin Go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get one to pond hop. I'd like to get that tandem to take my nephew, but hell, he's ready for a pedal drive. So
Kid's coming in hot with the expensive boats.
No kidding.
But yeah, no, like, back to the team stuff. Like we've all hit it. Like that's why I'm glad we had all these guys on here. Is these are very well done teams, and they're kind of all different. Like I didn't require. You don't have to fish tournaments. I just need you to either help get people on the water or, promote the shop. And I think all but two of the people that I put on the team already were doing that. Like if you went back in their social media and stuff, they either bought their boats there before or they were already turning people towards the store because it's in Nashville, but it's still relatively unknown. So that was the big goal was, the kayak industry's booming. The store is getting bigger. We need to let everybody know. And, knock on wood, thank the good Lord, they've been, just like everybody else. We can't keep boats in. People are on back orders, but new customers every day and happy faces every day, man. That's awesome.
So, but besides what we just said, was there anything else you could say that makes a good team member more than what you've already said? Like now that I'm thinking, I'm on a shop team, like I kind of understand part of it, but is there what's a great example of somebody, maybe the best on your team, that they go above and beyond that makes them the best?
I can think of the person right now, and I'm not going to throw his name out there, but they engage with me without me asking. What do you think of these pictures? I'm going this weekend. Can I get the login for the Instagram so I can go live? When are we having a show? Can I come to a seminar? So what that boils down to is basically what we all said, but the person putting that little bit extra into doing it, and they're not asking for anything. This particular person still hasn't bought, I think, a single thing from our shop. He already had a boat. He bought a boat, full price before, but has not asked, when do I get this? When do I get that? What are you doing for me? It was, hey man, you do a really good job. I'd like you to be part of our team. Hell yeah, I'm in. And nothing but positive movement on his own, growing himself. People that see that you're here to help us, but this is also going to help you. And a great example of that was, like I said at the beginning, Hook One was the first thing I got. With Hook One, I got on New Canoe. I got noticed by Yak Gadget. Dobbins Rods, the podcast, stuff like that. Like, it started with a shop team, and it trickles that way. And just like Steve's saying, with their tackle shop setup, those guys that are on that team, they are good anglers, and this is a hell of an opportunity for them to really get noticed by these companies in the industry, which will help them, but it's going to help continue to push kayak fishing into that next level.
Yeah, I think, just a roundabout of what you just said, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. That's kind of the gist of it. I know from, just my personal experience, like Steve said, like I used to go and hang out at the shop on Sundays in the winter and just hang out for like 3-4 hours, talking to customers, helping them when they got busy, things like that.
Just
hey, can I come down and help with a demo day? When that first year, when I got into kayak fishing, I was like, hey, can I come work all the trade shows you guys go to? It was the Chicago show, Rockford, and Madison, Wisconsin. And, that took
and they're like, heck yeah, free labor.
Yeah, well, basically. And, and that was the thing. I didn't want to get paid for it. They actually paid me for it. They're like, you know what? We appreciate that. We'll pay you in store credit. How's that? And I was like,
I got to call Chris Conder.
Yeah, I was like, cool, whatever. I'm good with that, But that went a long way for me personally. And that's the same thing with our guys. Like, like you said, Jimmy, like they'll call me, hey, we got anything coming up? Like, and granted, we all know, like right now with COVID and depending on what state you're in and what county you're in, you're facing all these different restrictions and guidelines and everything else. And it's crazy, but, as things are starting to pick back up, our guys were like, hey, we didn't do any fishing shows this year. Let's do a virtual one. Can we do a virtual one? And so that's what we did. We went through all the brands and products and stuff in an online show, and we kind of scheduled it out, and it went really well. And that was a lot to do with, our guys stepping up equally, just saying, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? And so on and so forth. So, you know, it's what you put in is what you'll get out of it, and it's the same thing, you know. Whether it be individually with a shop team, another brand, or whatever it may be.
You have anything to add on that, Bear?
We've got a couple of go-getters that do kind of like what Jimmy was talking about, that do the extra. It's a couple of our younger guys. They love the social media platform. They both fish a good bit. One of them's a student, and the other one works for a family business. So when they get the chance to go, they go together a lot and film each other a lot and add that stuff to our things. And yeah, that works out good. And this year, the Palmetto State Trail that I've had going for several years now, I've done a board. And one of those guys is on the board. And he's went above and beyond just trying to help me with the board stuff, because BASS and all their infinite wisdom of doing a late schedule stepped all over our schedule that we had set up in the state. So I've already missed 3 tournaments out of our stuff. I can't even run for Angler of the Year this year because I'm not even going to fish enough. So those guys have really stepped up, you know, done things like that. The shop promotes us a lot, so that helps too. So it's kind of tied together because of that. Trade show wise, we don't have a lot going on. It was mentioned the other day, Travis, our owner, asked if anybody was wanting to go to ICAST, because he's going to try to go down to ICAST and do a few things and talk to some people. And I was supposed to be going with Bonafide, and I talked to my team captain the other day and told him I'm kind of out because Pickwick tournament and ICAST crisscross each other.
Oh,
and
no.
I need to go to Pickwick. So I was going to leave a day early from ICAST and drive 11 hours to Pickwick, and that was not going to be a fun thing to do. So
I may just be giving Dan $70.
Do what?
I can find somebody else.
I mean, I don't know for sure yet. I'm just joking.
Well, he already got a house with me for Pickwick, with me and a couple other guys. But if you want to go to ICAST, I'll get somebody else. It's all right, man.
I'll figure this out.
$70 if anybody needs a room.
Look at you going and bailing on Dan like that live on the air, dude.
That ain't bailing. I was still going to pay. That way Jeremy could actually sleep in a bed.
I need to get somebody, a non-new canoe guy, out of the house anyways. It's 3 new canoe guys and me. You know, I'm unlimited here. I'm wearing my unlimited shirt.
There you go. See that?
I was feeling unlimited, so I put it on.
But we don't get to do a lot of trade shows on that side of it. And it's just, there's not that many for us to go to. We're not as blessed in the South Carolina area. I mean, Tennessee does a decent show. That's the closest one to us, I guess, that North Carolina. And that's all we have to do, really, trade show wise. And speaking of that, Brian, first time I met you, I think, was in Madison.
Yeah, it was. It was. That's when you were driving Bonnie, man.
Yeah. Trade shows bring a lot of stuff around that you get to see people that you never would have seen before and talk to. So
I thought you said never want to see. He said never would have seen. I was about to lose it.
That's funny. No, yeah, that's right. That's right. That was the first time we actually met. That's the thing too, man. Like, you know, you get these opportunities on these teams, and you know, some of the people you get to meet. I mean, that's just the greatest part to me, whether it be somebody in your local shop or, you know, a big trade show like, you know, ICAST or something like that, man. It's, I think that goes a lot further than most of the deals I got with the different brands, you know. It's just the people I get to meet and the relationships I get to make, you know.
The last ICAST, I was in a Bonafide shirt walking around everywhere, and I was in a new canoe thing talking to Stuart Venable and a couple of other guys that I know, and spent time and me standing there in a Bonafide shirt. And to get back to our booth, I had to walk right past EJ, and EJ pulls me into the Jackson booth. He said, "I know you want a fat tire," so we sat there and drink a fat tire together. Yeah, you know, you're all going around. Don't matter whose shirt you're wearing. You know, it's kind of like NASCAR. Don't matter if you're driving Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, whatever. You're all buddy when it comes time to do stuff, and
that's right.
Have a good time with each other. So,
and a lot of, I mean, it's all friendly competition in the most part, man. You can't. No one company is gonna, you know, be the one company everybody goes with. Like, it just does. Especially with kayaks, they don't fit everybody. Right. Certain companies fit certain people, so there's no reason for it to be hostile at all. Yeah. And like we like okay, so Steve's got his team in Georgia. has a bunch of anglers from Tennessee. Our shop's in Nashville. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, he had them first. If I had them first and they wanted to go there, it's not a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
if his guys wanted to come hang out with us, nobody's going to care. I'm not going to be like, ooh, the Dugout guys are at my store. No one cares.
Yeah, right.
They're all friends. Like,
right.
And Steve's team, they make it easy on them because literally they win tournaments every weekend. Like,
well, see, that's the goal, is you just get enough guys where your odds of being a winner are high.
Well, look at who he's got. I mean, you know.
like somebody said today, like, I think it was Dylan Lowry. He's on the Dugout team, but he was like, "Oh, we need to have a team, like a competition." And it's like, nobody wants to go against y'all, buddy. You win.
Exactly.
Hey,
it would be.
At it, it's like David and Goliath. I got a bunch of Davids, and they got that slingshot swinging. We're ready to throw rocks. It goes, come on.
That's kind of how we feel. Like, where Steve got the ones everybody knows, I got all the local hammers that, like, they do fish national, but they weren't all about that. And when I said this is a little bit low key, small shop, we're just going to be, chill, a little bit of social media. They're like, oh no, I'm in on that. So it's like he's got
there's a phase 2 for this.
Oh,
but I know we all cut up and carry on like Dylan or whatever, but I really don't like because you know me, I don't like confrontation. I like for everybody to get along, and I like the good-natured fun and everything, and that's where KBN, a lot of people have to remember, that is just for show. I mean, there's a lot of bull crap that's said on there that I know people mean, but you got to look at it with the right perspective, that it's just there for fodder. I mean, it's really, whatever, but it's got pluses and minuses. But for me, the competition thing, like all of that, I mean, that kind of embarrasses me. Like, I don't want, none of us think we're better than anybody, it's just how it all shook out, as we were building it. And we, like I was saying, we've got guys that aren't successful anglers that, like what Barry mentioned, you want them to work, like when we've got a plan for the tournament stuff we do, and I've got people that can assist me with that, because you guys know how big a pain in the ass all that stuff is. As rewarding as it is, it's still a lot of work, especially now where we're at in the kayak industry. We still have a lot of room for growth in grassroots, but I think there's that tier in between that KBF used to be. They're not now, because they advanced. I really, really think they did a great thing going to the 7 or 8 or 9 tournaments, that 2-day format, and that right there, I think, will help them just grow tremendously. And I was speaking with someone the other day about the bass stuff, and I asked him, I was like, what do you think, about the 2-day, because this year when John and I, Barry, we did have a schedule put out and nailed down. And then when the classic got changed, it threw everything. And the one thing that's difficult with bass, and that was kind of frustrating, but just the way it is frustrating, not like negative, is that, they won't put an event the same weekend as another BASS event, and I'm like, guys, we're eating calendar up that way. Nobody cares if the elites are fishing, Sam Rayburn, and we have a kayak tournament on Lanier. Nobody cares. It's okay. There's enough to go around. And he was like, well, no, it's just,
and that's what TV's for.
Yeah. So anyway, in doing that, I mentioned the 2-day thing, and it's, because this year we agreed to do the 1-day event, because, there's a population that don't like 2 days. They don't have the time off for 2 days. And I feel like a 1-day event can cater more to your local people within that state to help grow, the next level. But, and I know that we're losing a lot of attendance. I don't want to say a lot. I think we're losing attendance. But in my opinion, the next evolution of that series would be 2-day events, because of who it is. It's bass, you deserve a win if it's a 1-day event. But Barry's won 2-day events. I know, I don't know about anybody else on here, but 2-day events are hard.
3 and 4 is terrible.
Yeah. Like, So I really hope that it does get the 2-day thing. I know there's people that, like myself, I don't have any travel time this year or next year, and it killed me because, I wanted to get back to the TOC again. I messed myself up in one tournament last year that cost me my shot at going 2 years in a row. And I wanted to, since I don't have the time to give bass what it deserves, I wanted to qualify this year, and it's just not in the cards, and that's okay, because the stuff that's taking my time is fun. So, but in another year or so, I want to get back, and I will get back on the tournament scene, and I hope they are 2-day events, but like I said, I know there are people that can't do it, but I think for the sanctity of the trail, like what Chad did, he could still have 20 events and average X, Y, and Z, but by shrinking it like they did and making it heavy hitter lakes and stuff like that, it changed the dynamic of that trail series again, and I think that's what bass can do here, and continue to elevate us all where we need to be.
That's right. And it's still all in flux, and every year you have change. You have to, whether it's COVID, whether it adjusts based on the other trails and grass.
And it's still in its infancy. Like,
yeah.
We lose sight of that, don't we? We're like, man, because we're all so busy in this every day. We forget. We hadn't even scratched the surface. To be honest with you,
no, we've
learning
made
when I started
big dents, but it's
we
still
have. When I started working for Dugout and reaching out to these vendors and companies and getting to know these guys and women in these positions that they know everything in the fishing world, and they had no clue what we're doing, no clue. And so, like, we've got a really good relationship with Seagar. They are ridiculously supportive of kayak fishing, and still, they were like, well, we know Jamie and we've talked to him about the kayak stuff, but what all is it about? And I, spend an hour explaining it to them. I'll send them links to all the trail series and some grassroots clubs and break it down like that. And that's what I enjoy. I really enjoy that. And
that goes full circle. That goes full circle with what we're talking about. Like, they don't know about us, and then when you have good team members, that's how they find out. Yeah. Somebody somewhere knows somebody with Shimano, and all that trickles down through like Instagram or Facebook, and they will see it. And that's why you want shop support, obviously, but all of us want to see this sport go as far as it can. And it all starts at the very bottom, with the people in the kayaks. So before we let y'all go, I have one thing I wanted to hit on. So we know what makes a good team member. We know what we're looking for. What if you give your advice on what not to do when trying to get on a team? Because I've had some stuff come to me that is the absolute wrong way to do it.
Continuously hammer myself or the store owner about you want to be on the team.
Amen. There's one. What about you, Brian? I know you got.
Yeah, just be honest and don't lie about crap. Like, nobody cares. Like, just be upfront and honest, and like Barry said, don't be a pain in the side. Be
helpful.
Be a helpful source to the store. That, like I said, that goes such a long way. You know what I mean?
Be modest.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't just come in and run your mouth. Well, I won this tournament and I fished this and I spend 250 days on the water a year and
I'm sponsored by these people.
Yeah. Nobody cares, dude. It's,
I love when you spit me out your sponsors and all your sponsors are like, you paid for that. You paid for that.
Yeah. I'm on the team because I get 30% off,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I got to buy X amount of stuff a year too. So
yeah. I guarantee you, if you message them right now, they don't know who you are.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's hard for me to answer because I'm new at this and there's still a lot I don't know, but I've only had one person approach, and this was recently. He called me. Yeah. He called me and was like, "Hey man, I just went by the Dugout. I go in there and spend a ton of money I'm pretty big on the redfish scene. I just moved up here to Georgia. I've got a YouTube channel, and I run a charity event, a pretty big kayak tournament and everything. And I was like, okay, man, well, just I was on the road traveling with my wife. I said, do me a favor and shoot me an email, and send me your Facebook and your YouTube and your charity event. So he emails me and says, hey, this is John Doe. I spoke with you on the phone, and you can just Google me on Facebook, and my YouTube channel is my same name. And the charity event I ran was ABC Toys. No links, no nothing. The man literally told me I could type in his name and find him. I was like,
if you message me and say Google me, I will literally just delete that email.
I was like, so I did, and so he calls and he's excited. Man, did you get my stuff? Did you get my stuff? I said, I sure did, man. I said, I want to tell you the truth. I said, I'll just be honest with you. When you reach out to someone, I was like, you got to clean it up a little bit. I said, when you send someone, you need to have your links for those people and yada, 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 and so on. And I said, your social media, you told me to look it up, and I did. And I was like, you've got pictures of you painting your living room and a picture of a fishing net in your garage. And I said, that's the only thing you've posted in the last 6 months.
And you have 7 followers.
Yeah. And I was like, so geez. I said that kind of stuff. I said, so what? So come to find out, this is just a guy that had really no idea. And he's like, I want to be on the Hobie team. I'm going to travel and fish worlds. And so he just had no clue, really. So I was like, well, here's what you do. Every product that you like, put it on a piece of paper. And when you go out and go fishing, take a shot of the rod and reel. Don't even have to be a fish. Just, hey, went out and did such and such at, BFE Creek today. And I threw this and this, and just a little quick 3 or 4 sentences and hashtag that product and at the shop you're talking about and just go from there. And so he said he was going to start doing that. And I looked, and he has done a few, but
that's something that you said that gets overlooked. Like with guys is you don't have to send me grip and grins. Like we all catch fish. I mean, if you catch a 53 pounder or something, sure. When you catch a good fish, we want to see it, but highlight other things, the scenery, nature, your rod company, the seat cushion, I bet you, I can't say this confidently. I think 3 of us right here have kayak cushions, and we've all taken pictures of kayak cushions for Brandon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting on 2 right. I've got one behind my back, one under me right now. So yeah.
See, boom.
Yeah.
Promotional marketing right there. You're welcome.
Yep. Hey, and here's a plug for that dude. He just lives up the road here, and I messaged him because I was coming out here to fish tonight, and he said, I can't make it tonight. I've got some orders I got to fill. I mean, that dude does it on his own. He and his wife, Blake, I know y'all know him, he does it on his own. He, like I was proud of my son and his hardwood flooring. Brandon bet on himself, and he hustles and gets those things out there. So
speaking of, I'm still using,
he's got a good product.
Whenever I bought my cushion, he sent me like one of those scrubbers. I'm still using that in my sink. That thing's been in there for 6 months. Those things are legit, man.
Well, mine's going to be tried out tomorrow, trying to get scum off of the wrap.
Yeah, there you go. Those things are great, man. I don't even know if he sells them, but they're awesome. But I would just say from my side of it, like, I don't run a shop team. I don't want to run a shop team. God bless y'all.
Sure you do.
Hey y'all. Hey, I love you. I appreciate y'all, and I'm sorry, but I'm getting lightning here, so I'm gonna get my motor crunk up and get out of here.
Get out of
here. Good to talk to y'all. Call me if you need something. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. The way he ended that call is how you should be if you want to be on a team. You get in, you get out, you get stuff done, and then you say, if you need me, call me. And Steve's the kind of person, if I called that man tomorrow and my world was falling apart, I guarantee you I could count on him. That's what you want in your store on your team. That's what we want for anybody that listens to this that wants to be on a team. You need to make yourself known to them the same way we've said. Work. It does suck because you're not getting paid, but for most of us, you like Brian said, trade shows are so freaking fun. You don't have to pay me for that. It would be greatly appreciated if you can help with me staying if it's a long trip, which most of the shops are going to do that if it's, if you're having to really travel. But it's so worth it, man.
The
it's
whole thing. It's just whether it's a shop or any kind of sponsor. It's all about relationships. If you don't have a relationship with that shop, with that tack, with that rod manufacturer, whatever it is that you're into, it's going to be weird if you get on the team later. It's going to feel hollow and weird, and like you a part of it. I've done this myself. It's get to know the people, get to know the manager, get to know the shop. Like it's all about relationships. Whenever it comes down to it, it's all about people. So
networking is key. Networking is key.
there you go.
Amen.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all guys. But sorry we kept you this long, but we appreciate y'all being on and good luck this year and keep the shop teams running.
Thanks, gentlemen.
All right. Bye, guys.
Good night, guys.
No.
Later. Thanks, Barry. All right, there we go.
There we go. My mouse died.
I know Steve. I don't know if he'll listen to us later. Where's the fish, Steve?
Oh.
He came back for a second. I wish Steve would have caught a fish, but
No, I seriously I knew he was fishing, and when his thing popped up and it was dark, I was like, man, he's about to show us a donkey because this man's always on some good fish.
Oh, yeah.
So he's gonna hold up a big old chick donkey and then just gone, and I'm gonna be so happy and mad. Like, damn, why am I not fishing right now?
Yeah. Steve does a lot of stuff, but I mean, he's a hammer in his own right. He catches.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Well, that'll wrap up that part of the show. Got a few tournaments to go over. We didn't have our little cap that we set is usually 30 anglers competing in a tournament. It's usually what we cover. Well, it was Memorial Day weekend, and I found one tournament that had over 30, and then so I picked a few honorable mentions in the 25 range. Let me see which one was this 30. I was going to pull it up. So here we go. It was in Nebraska, and it was the Hook and Paddle on Nashwack River. They had 36 anglers. Renee Peltier, I think that's how you say that, with 90 and a half, took that one. That's a killer bag. Second place, Travis Mellinson with 85 and a quarter. Third place, Robert Wright with 78 and a half. So that was our only tournament to go the distance as far as participation. Let's see. I'll say this. We're talking about shop teams and we have tournament directors on here all the time. When you guys are on Tourney X, do yourselves a favor, do us a favor, do everybody a favor. Make sure that we can read what club you are, man. We like to shout y'all out. And it's been a lot lately, and I know it's because the sport's growing. There's a lot of tournaments that just don't say who's hosting it. Those people just know. And I'm not hating on them, man. We just want to shout y'all out, give y'all the credit y'all deserve. But so here's one, First State Kayak Anglers. They were, I'm trying to, in Laurel? It was the High Stakes Mayhem. There was 25 anglers. Jacob Poling had 87 inches for the win. Nick Kirk, second place, with 84 and a half. Andy Acosta, third place, 81 and 3/4. Next up, we had, again, doesn't say who this one is, but they were on Onondaga Lake up in Syracuse. Bradley Van Horn with 89 inches for the win. Second place, Peter Van Deen with 87 and 3/4. Third place with Joshua Smith, 87 and a half. There's so many Josh Smiths. I don't think that's our friend Josh Smith.
Was it Slay Nation?
Yeah.
I think it probably was.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it was Slay Nation. I see it's the very bottom. That was Slay Nation.
Hey, Frank, we shouted out because last Slay Nation tournaments, there's a lot of them, but they usually don't hit 30. And this one didn't either. But hey, Frank, if you're listening,
we got you.
Slay Nation got called out. I like it.
All right, and then the last one I pulled up, this one hit home because it was one of our anglers. And oh Lord, and I have clicked the wrong button. Here we go. This was, oh no, it's gone. Here we go. The KPR Memorial Weekend. It was up in Gardner, Illinois. I think it was all public waters. But our very own, the Queen, Susie, managed to actually come from, what'd you say?
Banner Marsh.
Banner Marsh. Okay. It just said public waters on the listing. So, but the Queen, Susie, keeping us in the loop on that, and she was actually
You're right, my
trailing.
bad.
Shut up. I love you. But she was actually trailing right there towards the end. She was very, very close, and she ended up catching a 20 1/4 to jump right over and seal the win with a 95 1/2. Second place, another Josh Smith with 93 1/2. And I clicked on this guy just to see if it was the Dark Waters Josh Smith. And it actually says on his profile, no, I do not host the Dark Waters podcast. But second place for him with 93 1/2. And third place with Raul Araya with 91 1/4. So yeah, that's what we had for the weekend. No big crazy tournaments. I think there's a bass event coming up. I need to get a schedule stuck up here with everything going on so I can keep up with it.
There's gonna be a bass coming up. Yeah, it's this weekend is Hobie on. Was it Sam Rayburn? Then next week, yeah, and then next week is the Bass Championship thing on Possum Kingdom. PK, as they call it. PK. I don't know why I said it that way, but PK, it sounds awesome. Possum Kingdom, two good weeks.
That's the place I've never heard of, but it must be something good because a lot of folks, when they changed it to it, got all excited. So I need to do my research.
I think it was just better than the other one they had.
That's the one thing I got from everybody talking about when they announced the first location was everybody was like, it's just the Dead Sea. Why are we going there?
I know Possum Kingdom because it was like the best Toadies album. Shout out to the Toadies.
I'm gonna share that video that Susie posted up on the group chat of that big fish, because she caught a big fish of the tournament too. I think it was
20 1/4.
20 1/4.
You might want to mute the volume on that.
No, raw. Is it playing? Oh,
It's a 20
1/4, baby. Yeah.
There we go.
It actually worked out perfect. You missed the extremely vulgar beginning. When she sent that, I was sitting in the room with my daughter, had my phone all the way up, and it opened up, and I was like,
oops.
Sorry, she caught a big one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can.
Congrats, Susie. We love you. Susie's a hammer.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening. Our reel down live, not so live.
Back to recorded, and I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. All right. We'll see y'all again next week. Y'all be good. Wear your PFDs and be good to each other. It's just always nice.
Or not. I'm just kidding. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode on Paddle and Fin. Don't forget to go check out our website at paddle_n_fin.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at Paddle and Fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest on a future episode, feel free to email us at paddle_n_fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paddle and Fin on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to our show supporters, Angler. The Angler button and app just makes for a better time on the water and creates a virtual logbook for every fishing outing out on the water. Shout out to Rocktown Adventures, located in Northern Illinois, for all your kayaking, camping, and hiking needs. Shout out to Jig Masters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com.